Hey, this is Roy Kennedy, and this is Favorite Game Friday, where we have a group of contributors with completely different tastes in gaming talking about their favorite game in the category of the week. This week we're talking all about changing tastes. How have your tastes in games evolved over the amount of time that you've been in the board gaming hobby? Or maybe there's games you used to like that you no longer like, and now you have a favorite game that you really like. What was your favorite game back in the day, and what is your favorite game now? Let's see how people's tastes have evolved as gaming has gone along, and let's get to all the contributors' clips.
When I started in the modern board game hobby, the game Agricola really took over my game groups. We had a lot of fun, everyone was playing it, and we used to be pretty darn good at it too. It's just, we haven't played it much lately. Lately we're more into cooperative games, and my particular favorite is superhero cooperative games like Marvel United and Marvel Champions. So, yep, my tastes have changed a little bit.
Hi, our taste of games has changed.
I used to like games. Now I like these games.
And I used to prefer generic fantasy games, but now I prefer historical games. Happy Friday, and take care.
Hi everyone, I'm Nathan. My favorite game when I first started gaming was my gateway game to serious gaming, Carcassonne. It's about scoring points while building up a beautiful countryside. But now my favorite game is Cartographers. It's about scoring points while building up a beautiful countryside.
Hey friends and gamers, it's Frenchie, and another week has gone by and hope yours was a good one. So we're talking about games that we used to like back in the day, and our tastes have changed and evolved, and now we have different game styles that we like. Back in the day, it was all sports simulation, status pro baseball. But then I graduated and evolved a little bit, and it was the World of Warcraft trading card game. Fantastic game. But then I got into the Euro games, and so Bruges became one of my favorite go-to games. It's still highly sought after in my collection. But today, the game that I really enjoy playing, Twilight Imperium 4th Edition. Have a great week and play nice.
Happy Favorite Game Friday, you lovely meeples. I'm Jay.
I'm Chantel.
And together, we're the Love Meeples. This week's Favorite Game Friday subject is...
games that were your favorite when you first started the hobby, and games that are your favorite now. With my family, we played a lot of Phase 10 when I was growing up, so we evolved into Phase 10 Twist.
which eventually evolved into Settlers of Catan, like many others. And then
we went into some Tapestry.
and some Scythe. Apparently we are a Stonemaier Games household. But we enjoy these two games quite a bit.
We do.
Until next week, have a great one.
Bye.
Today we're talking about how our tastes in games have changed. So we might have started off liking one type of games and now sort of developed into a whole different world of gaming.
It's kind of a topic perfect for me really, because I discovered board gaming from going into a board game cafe. We used to go there every Friday night, have quite a few cocktails and play lots of party games. So we played games like Cash and Guns, we play games like Bucket of Doom, and we play games like Chameleon. Now I'm not saying I don't like these games anymore. They're certainly still fun to play when you're getting your friends around and you've had those cocktails. But since meeting this one, my taste has kind of changed quite a bit.
You used to find the big boxes quite intimidating.
I had big box phobia.
Now you're willing to play things like Mage Knight. You enjoy Gloomhaven, Jaws of the Line. Scythe is now one of your favourites. And you're looking forward to playing Frosthaven when that arrives. So
it's kind of
big change.
Night and day change, really.
Hi, Twice as Nice Dice here, and today is all about games that we used to play versus what we are really playing today.
I started off playing easier games like Clue Junior, The Case of the Missing Slice of Cake, but now I play bigger and harder games like Obsession. I used to play games like Hero Quest, but now I got to BattleTech and stuff like that, and I even got to the fun game, Dwellings of Eldervale. Yeah.
And then I'm just like anybody else. I was playing American games. I still would pull out an American game from time to time, but I guess my closest reference would be Monopoly. Monopoly I don't bring to the table as much because I'd rather play Machikoro or Raccoon Tycoon.
Bye!
Bye!
I remember being super excited about a game of Flux back in the day where someone never got a turn because the way the cards went out. And it's mind-blowing to me that something like that happened in a game these days. I would be like, no, not at all. But I really do enjoy games with lots of combos and different things like that. And I really love Marvel Champions and the way you can build up all these cards, even though turns don't end abruptly quite like they used to back in the day.
My gateway game was Carcassonne. Tile placement and modular boards are still part of my favorites, but now I've moved into the third dimension with Control and Number 9.
Hello, Favorite Game Friday friends. This is Bill Webb, aka Billy Indiana, and today we're talking about our changing tastes in games over the years. Originally, my exposure to games was things like Risk, and then I kind of advanced into Castle Risk, and then Lord of the Rings Risk, and then Star Wars Risk. You're probably catching a trend, but in the last few years, since I've done more of a deep dive into combat-based games, I've been learning about games like Inis, and Cyclades, and Kemet, and then most recently, Kemet Blood and Sand.
Hey everybody, back in the early 90s when Magic the Gathering first came out, that was my game. I had all kinds of decks with wizards fighting each other, casting spells, summoning monsters. That was my game. I played tons of that in the early 90s. And then I didn't really play any games for like 20 years. So then in early 2015, we started playing board games again, and Epic Spell Wars was one of my favorite ones, which is kind of the same thing, where there's wizards battling each other, and it's super silly. But now these days, I'm more into cooperative wizard battling, like in Big Book of Madness.
And I've gone all the way from Dungeon, which is just a simple move and fight game, all the way to Teotihuacan, which is a giant complex game.
Absolutely. Happy Friday.
What's up, guys? This is Gabriel from Board Games and Barbells, a YouTube and Instagram account. So, happy Favorite Game Friday, and this week we are talking about how our gaming tastes have changed over the years. Well, the game that got it all started for me is Settlers of Catan. My tastes have definitely changed since then. I've learned so much more about gaming, and this one does not get to the table very often. But Clank in Space sure does. So we've got a deck builder here. That's something I'd never heard of at the time. Social Deduction, another great game. Avalon, Resistance Avalon, and Welcome to. Been playing a lot of roll and rights here lately. One thing I've noticed though is protecting my board games has definitely changed. I mean, what in the world? Anyway, guys, have a happy Friday, and remember to keep playing games and go get those gains.
Hi, I'm Josh from the YouTube channel Josh Yaks. Back in 2003, when I was discovering modern board games, my favorite game was called Attack, and my favorite genre of game was 4X games. Nowadays, I don't even enjoy the conflict of 4X games, and my current #1 favorite is Gloomhaven. So, in that time, I've gone from Attack to Cooperate.
What's going on, guys? This is Ethan, the Games Adjuster, and when I first got into the hobby, some of my favorite games were the Euro games by Stefan Feld. This is still one of my favorite ones, Bora Bora. Very pretty, very unique theme, although the gameplay is not as thematic as what I like nowadays, which is something like Australia. Australia's got a really cool Cthulhu theme on top of a Martin Wallace train design. Very unique with the combat and the action selection mechanisms, and definitely recommend you check it out. Happy Friday.
Hey everyone, I'm Allison.
I'm Bryce, and we're Better Half Reviews.
It's been a while since we've been on Favorite Game Friday, so it's good to be back. So, a game that I used to love, well, I still love it, but I used to play a lot was Settlers of Catan.
And we played a lot of Pandemic with all its glorious expansions.
Now what I love to play is Viscounts of the West Kingdom.
And I love Clank in Space.
When I was 4, I used to only know how to play Sleeping Queens. It's a card drafting game. But now, I know how to play Nine Hours Panic, Sushi Go Party, and Skull Hollow.
When I started playing board games, I only played Donuts for Donuts because it was very fun. But now that I'm older and better at board games, I play Quacks of Quedling Bird, Ghost Tale, and Here to Slay. time a champion for here today.
Kimberly from Tabletop Tolson here. And when I think about the kinds of games I used to play when I was growing up, well, if you're my age or older, they were things like Yahtzee, Parcheesi, Monopoly, those kinds of roll and moves. And so I kind of had it in my core DNA that you need dice in a game to have fun. Now, those old classic American games don't necessarily give you ways to fix the dice when you roll them. So that's why I'm gonna let Barb introduce what kinds of games I like now that still use dice. Hey Barb. Hi Kim. You got it. So when I think about those old games, it's really just that kind of luck-based dice rolling. Now modern games are a little bit better than that. They've incorporated dice into strategy games in a super dynamic way. So when I host game nights, I like to introduce my friends to games like Rajas of the Ganges. This is a dynamic dice placement, worker placement kind of game, and it takes dice to a brand new level, so it totally hits the spot for the dice that I really like in games, but it just ups the game. And I just love discoveries. The way the dice are used in this game is so unique and fun and interactive. So this is a great example of those updated versions of how to use dice in a strategy game.
Hey everyone, we are LDG. I'm Brooks.
I'm Kitty. And I'm Lizzie.
And we are here with another Favorite Game Friday. This week is Changing Tastes, or if you're Kitty, not changing them at all.
Yeah, so my favorite game originally was Letters from Whitechapel, and I looked at everything and I was like, okay, honestly, it's still my favorite game. So I guess sometimes you can't mess with perfection.
Wow.
In my eyes.
High endorsement. So I haven't changed too much in my taste, except for I used to be very Ameritrash, and I've transitioned to very Euro now, thanks to Liz. But my favorite is still Gloomhaven. That dungeon crawl is what always gets me. My OG dungeon crawl was Betrayal House on the Hill, so I've just kind of graduated to a much bigger, more expensive version.
And they're both so good.
So good.
They are amazing. Mine used to be Pandemic, still number 2. But now it has been capsized by Petrichor. Similar weights, I guess I just don't want to be cooperative anymore.
Left us behind.
Exactly. Okay, well, that was Favorite Game Friday from us. And until next time, just remember to have fun.
Be present.
And be you.
It's always interesting to see how the games that you really enjoy have changed as you've discovered new mechanics and new ways that games can work, and just really refining your taste in gaming. No matter what that taste is, it's awesome to have you join us here on Favorite Game Friday. Make sure to leave in the comments down below how your tastes in gaming have changed. And it's awesome to have people, no matter what those tastes are. Make sure to check out our contributors from all around the world. It's awesome to have so many different people join in here on Favorite Game Friday. And if you'd like to be a part of it, next week we're talking all about games that make you feel emotional or like give you some sort of like crazy emotional feeling, whether somebody backstabbed you in a game or whether it just makes you super happy as you play the game because it's so enjoyable. Make sure to leave a short video down below in a Google Drive that we have there. You can join on Favorite Game Friday. This is open to anybody, so just think of a game that makes you feel emotional and let's put them down there, and then we'll see you on the next Favorite Game Friday. It'd be awesome to have you. See you then.